Hello, hello, my lovely Cancers, and welcome to Soulsake Tarot. My name is Christina, and I'm going to be doing your general read for the upcoming week of January. I hope that y'all are doing well. Let's get started. The fault line. The ring, arrows, the medallion. Alright, let's see what we've got. Excuse me. I've been talking all day. My voice is starting to get a little bit irritated with me. Okay. Let's see here. We have the fault line, the Joker, and the shadow. And the medallion, arrows, and the ring. All right, my Cancers. I feel like your last one was you were feeling extra courageous. You know, you were like, I'm doing it. I'm doing whatever it is that I need to do in whatever way I need to do it. You know, you were confident in your decision making, you know. I mean, in the comic, I feel like came out in your last read, and it was that idea of like stepping over the jokers, like you'd been sifting through everything and everyone, and, you know, like the people who were just not willing to treat you the way that you deserve to be treated, you know, like the ones who were like, I'm going to still treat you like you're a lump of coal, and you were like, nah, bitch, you ain't, you know. And they were like the jokers, but I kind of feel like in this it's more that idea of like you stepping over it, because the other, you know, idea behind this card is that you're not skipping a beat, you know, like you may have felt foolish for allowing people to treat you that way, but you're just gonna like step right over it and it's almost like, you know, you're like, okay. Okay, bye. You know, like I feel like that's, I don't remember which card that is, but that, you know, it's that idea. I wouldn't be surprised if it popped up. Because I kind of want to say that like you've conquered a lot of your shadow work. You know, like I feel like you've integrated yourself in a lot of ways, and I feel like you've focused a lot of your anger and your rage in a direction outside of yourself. I mean, Cancers were internalizers, you know, we keep it all in and don't want anybody to know, and you know, I think there's this idea of I mean, like the shadow element of being a Cancer is, you know, people are always like, oh my God, you're so moody or you're so emotional. And I feel like there's just this idea of you're feeling moody and emotional because people were always like treating like shit or taking advantage of you, or, you know, just kind of like confusing your kindness for weakness. And it left you just feeling angry and like enraged, you know, and you had to really deal with that and face that. And in doing that, I want to say it almost like bolstered your confidence in a way that it was like, okay, you know what, if all of these people feel like they can do this to me, then I'm going to start feeling like I can have boundaries. And I kind of get the feeling like that's like in this energy, this present energy is just like this stepping over it. And then you have the ring, arrows, and the medallion. And Cancers, I almost want to say that it's like the idea of like winning the prize of satisfaction. Like ding, 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 you win, you're satisfied, you're content, you're integrated, you're feeling like all the world is at your fingertips. Like everything that you wanted is at your fingertips. And that, in this particular instance, includes love. You know, just this committed level of love. Let's see what else we can get here for my Cancers. The Nine of Swords. And Seven of Swords. I feel like this is kind of like what I was just saying with the idea of like, okay, now I know who's treating me how. And I'm feeling empowered in setting my boundaries because I know that, you know, like if I don't set these boundaries, then I'm just going to, you know, like the result will be slightly devastating. We'll say. And so, you know, it's just that idea of like you're coming to life. I almost want to say like you're starting to stand up, but like stand up for yourself, stand up for what you want, stand up for what you are passionate about. Like just this, like standing up. I don't know why. That's what I really like. The main thing that I want to say. It feels like you're standing up for yourself, standing up. Stepping up into your values, stepping up into, I don't know, let's see, let's get some more clarifiers, yeah? The Ace of Cups and the Nine of Cups. With Santa Muerta at the bottom of the deck. I mean, this to me kind of indicates like that idea of, again, like standing up, walking away, you know, setting your boundaries and moving to, you know, like taking the positive elements of the lessons that you've learned through, you know, like your dealings with people who, you know, like I feel like a huge thing for your reads has just been like all these mixed bag of people and you know, discovering your worth and discovering, you know, like who treated you how and how that affected you and how it made you feel and why you had allowed other people to treat you in a way that made you feel anything less than that in the past. And I mean, it's just kind of like this whole idea of, you know, moving away from these people, you know, and waking up to yourself in a way that is allowing you to kind of stand up for yourself. And I mean, the death and rebirth, you know, for some of my Cancers, it could be that, you know, this is a relationship that had been on the outs. And I don't even necessarily, I mean, you know, for my married Cancers, it could be that it's just been, I mean, y'all have been kind of rekindling the romance and going on trips with your partners and so I mean, like the death and the rebirth in context of like relationship, I feel like it's just that idea of strength, you know, like your relationship, all of the weaknesses have passed away, you know, you've stepped over them, you've found the courage to really come into yourself and in turn come into this partnership. In a way that's really just like moving it forward in this exceptional way. I want to say exceptional, you know, it's just that idea of like, we've taken all of these things, all of these memories, all of these experiences, and we're moving forward toward this, you know, like beautiful intimacy. I mean, you know, the ring is the idea of just being so connected to someone that you're one. There's no beginning and no end, you know, like it's so beautiful to me when you see those couples, you know, who like, you know that they're just like on the same page all of the time. And you're like, man, you guys are on the same page. All, you know, like where does one of you start and the other one end? You know, like, is that even a thing? And the idea here is like, no, not really, you know, like, no, you know, we're pretty in sync with each other. We're pretty in tune with each other. You know, like we're passionately in love, you know. I feel like you kind of have this very like calm, you're like, yeah, duh. You know, we've got a strong relationship. Of course we are. Of course we're in love. Of course we're able to move past these things. of course we walked away from anything that was holding us back and bringing us down. And I kind of want to say, Cancers, that it was like this, like it's been a journey, like through this process of your own accord, and this person has been there like with you through this process, and I almost want to say that it's like they've been going through a process of their own. It's kind of like this idea that you both have come out of the other side, like you made it to the other side, and you made it together. And now that you've made it together, you can really just like take all of this experience and this love that you've developed and move toward just this fantastic future. Like you're facing your fears. I'm going to do the hidden realm. Whoa. Okay, we're getting lots of cards from this one. Let's see what they are. We have the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Swords, the Emperor, the Six of Cups, the Five of Wands, the Hermit, and the Magician. Okay. I mean, again, it's that idea of cutting ties and going your separate ways from, all of the people who stood in your way. I mean, I don't know why, I just kind of get the idea of you like standing up and like walking around. But that also plays into the idea of just like stepping right over things, like, okay, well, that's not going to work for me. I'm just going to go ahead and cut that off and walk away and go my own way and do my own thing, because I have something that I am holding on to. I mean, the Six of Cups, I mean, it's like fondly reminiscing, and she's just kind of like, she's smiling, and she's just like, I look back over everything, and I feel like there's this sense of pride, just overcoming everything, and recognizing yourself, recognizing it. I mean, the Ten of Wands he's holding it close to him so that it will fuse with him, so that he can, because the Ten of Wands in this deck is the Phoenix rising. And, here it's just that idea, like he's going to hold it to him. And Cancers, I feel like what you're remembering, you're looking back over how you held this transformation and this idea so closely to you, and how precious it was. It's kind of that idea of like, now that you're evolving, now that you're standing up, you're looking back and you're like, I did it. It happened. And you have the Emperor and the Magician here. And, it's just that it's funny because I think of like the Emperor is kind of like the elder, and the Magician is like the youth. But I feel like in this instance, it's that idea of this old familiarity that is creating this new magic. So Cancers, I mean, for my ones that aren't married, I mean, I feel as though with Santa Muerta and the Seven of Wands, the Ten of Wands and the Six of Cups, I mean, I feel like whatever this is, like because you were walking over a lot of things, that energy of like leaving the people behind who didn't see your value and didn't treat you accordingly. I almost want to say that there's somebody who was a part of all of that you ended things with, and perhaps they weren't ready to allow for it or let it go because they're wanting to come back to it. I mean, death and rebirth. It's the end and then the beginning. And for my married ones, I feel like it's this relationship, or, if my Cancers who are in committed relationships, it's that, perhaps you've been having this a difficult time in your relationship, and it's that difficult time is coming to an end so that you can give birth to something more, more magical, but it's something that you're very familiar with and very, I want to say, just established in. Let's see if we can do one more archetype. My Cancers. Or 3. The vow, the nectar, and the mystic. Yeah, I feel like there's just like that idea again of just like standing up. It's like almost like standing up and knowing. Especially with the Emperor and the Magician, it ties in perfectly with the mystic. The mystic is intuitive and ethereal and kind of has like a high priestess vibe, but like also, the Emperor and the Magician, but I feel like you which direction you're moving. That confidence and that courage and this knowing, and it's just kind of like I almost feel like there's just like nothing that's standing in your way anymore. You know exactly where you're supposed to go and when you're supposed to go there and how you're supposed to move in that direction, and you're manifesting your life, the life that you envision, the life that you long for. And a huge part of that involves this romance. Cancers, we're like the nurturers and like the homebodies and the home and hearth sign, and it's just that idea that you're connecting with that. You're, integrating this love in your life in a really significant way, is what I want to say. Like, I feel like the energy of this, like this week of the full moon, is just, you had the Hermit that had popped out, but again, I think it's that idea, like you pulled away long enough to really gain that confidence, to take the time to look over everything and figure out what you were holding on to and what you were letting go of, and doing so accordingly. And then I want to say having someone possibly come to you, or you possibly going to someone and saying, hey, I have a better understanding of all of this and I want to start again. I don't know, how that will play out for who. Roles can be reversed and everything's gender neutral and general reads. But yeah, it seems like a really beautiful week, a beautiful experience, a beautiful, captivating, romantic, powerfully emotional week. So, I hope this resonates and that y'all have a fantastic week, and thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you again soon. Bye.